Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Corsace Closed 2023, the second match of the Losers Bracket Finals between Enri and Tekkito. My name is Tekkito, and joining me today is Fiery Rage. Fiery, how you doing?
You just said the same player twice. That's crazy.
You know what? It happens.
But yeah, the last losers bracket match of the weekend. I believe only one match after this, which is the winners finals between Malashevsky and Emrek. So this determines the final top three placements. See who gets it. Enri and Tekkito have been popping off lately in this tournament. Just seeing both their matches prior, actually. Tekkito clawing out the win against Suwagi at 7-2. Enri also winning against Kriller, funnily enough, 7-2, in case you don't believe that they aren't the same player.
Yeah, look at that seeding, too. They're just one seed apart from each other, and both outplacing their seeds guaranteed, as they're fighting for top three here as seeds 7 and 8. Very, very good performances from both of these players. And Tekkito dropped out of winners bracket in the round of 16, making it all the way here to the second match of the loser side finals bracket is more than impressive. It's hard to understate just how hard Tekkito had to work to get here. He had to play basically the maximum number of matches possible in the entire tournament to get to this point. Enri has been on godlike performances all the time. I believe also dropping out of the round of 16 as well and playing the max amount of matches as well. So, it's been a very, very hard run for both of these players. So to see them fighting for fourth place, will be the loser. It's pretty insane.
And with that said, we actually do have a lot of info from their previous matches that they played, not even 4 hours ago in the case of Enri's match. So I have a fairly decent idea on what is going to be picked or banned in this matchup. I imagine Tekkito wants to just straight up ban Nomad 5 DT2, not deal with that at all. Just get those out of the way entirely. We also might see a DT1 ban as a possibility, I think. But probably going to be guaranteed seeing, at the very least, Nomad 5 banned out. I don't think Tekkito wants to deal with Enri's speed ability.
Yeah, as good as Tekkito is on speed, I would not fight against Enri on that kind of map.
On the side of Tekkito, on the side of Enri bans against Tekkito, I think Hard Rock 1 ban might be a potential ban for Enri. Either that or just Hard Rock in general, not wanting to really deal with precision-oriented aspects. So any Hard Rock map, I think, would be fairly decent in terms of bans on the side of Enri. Getting into the rolls here, though, we'll see who has first pick and first ban. We'll see if our predictions are correct or not.
Yeah, just moments away here. I mean, this is a pretty big match. Obviously, Enri and Tekkito, very, very similar players and very popular players, especially throughout 2022. I really feel like, they got a hold in the larger community. Seeing them face off, it is kind of sad because someone has to lose at the end of the day, but both of these players have made pretty historically good runs through this Corsace, and they're gonna fight hard in this. I believe this one will be a very, very close match.
Yeah, we said earlier that Suwagi and Tekkito were kind of evenly matched on tech. It's kind of the same situation here. Enri and Tekkito are pretty equal footing in terms of tech prowess. Nomad 2 ban from Tekkito. That was the other one that I was thinking you might ban. So that's out of the way. Hidden Free on the side of Enri also does make sense in some fashion. Tekkito is known as a hidden play. I'm actually really surprised to see him double ban into hidden. All think, okay, I was not expecting these bans at all.
I mean, we did see how hard Tekkito struggled on DT4 in the last match, maybe saying, I don't want to do that again, especially not against Enri, who might be just a little bit more consistent on that type of map. For Enri, it's just about getting rid of hidden. Enri is very, very familiar with Tekkito's hidden prowess. To get rid of the hidden flow aid, to get rid of holy orders, I think that absolutely makes sense, keep Tekkito off of hidden as much as possible.
Just kind of surprising to me, all things considered. I thought Enri would have probably opted to go for hard rock bands over hidden. Both of the players are more than proficient at hidden, so it's just kind of surprising to me personally. But nonetheless, tekkito as first pick.
I mean, it does come down to your comfort in the day as well. For Enri, just maybe not feeling as comfortable playing tekkito on him today. That happens, but it is going to be tekkito's first pick.
Imagine hard rock might be a decent first pick for tekkito. Obviously, no mod 5, DT2, DT3 are all left open. I imagine we're going to be seeing Enri pick into those, as well as DT1. I feel like those 4 are pretty much guaranteed picks on the side of Enri. This is for tekkito. I think maybe sticking into the hard rock would be a good idea here after his performance on hard rock 1 and hard rock 4 last match. Don't imagine he wouldn't want to go for that, at least at some point during the match.
Yeah, that said, tekkito taking his time, you know, making sure he doesn't think too quick, find a mispick. The first pick is obviously so important. You don't want to lose a breakpoint that early into the match. It's so demotivating. So tekkito, giving it a good thing. As you said, a hard rock probably going to be one of his best bets against Enri. Enri, not the most comfortable hard rock player in the world. Hard rock isn't really his kind of pool. And it's going to be something that we're absolutely going to see tekkito go into at some point. Obviously can't be sure about his first pick, but later on in the match, we will absolutely see hard rock.
I think hard rock 2, honestly, would be a good pick for tekkito, just based on how he
played it last match. Yeah.
Enri is more than capable of playing hard rock in general, but precision is not necessarily his strong suit, I'd say. He's been getting better at it, don't get me wrong, but he's not at the level of proficiency that I think he wants to be at. So it's definitely a weakness of his that he knows and is working on. We are just currently waiting on tekkito because apparently he went to the bathroom. Man's got to do what a man's got to do, I suppose. So that's going to be taking a bit longer.
It's okay. It happens. We deal with it. I mean, look at the stats. Enri numerically has an advantage on everything, but honestly, even like the numbers are kind of lying a little bit. Obviously, tekkito a very, very proficient player, and I think very easily could take anything over Enri. And there we go, finally a pick coming out of tekkito. No mod 3, something he lost in the last match, going right for it.
After getting 230k on it against Suwagi, is going to be first picking it against Enri, who got 500k 7 miss on this in his last matchup. This is one hell of a pick. I'm not too sure I agree with it, all things considered, but we'll see how it plays out for him.
Of course, you can never be sure until the map actually happens. You know, maybe tekkito saw his no mod 3 in the last match as a mistake and feeling more confident now. Maybe he put in a little more practice and is feeling like he's ready to play it against Enri. You never quite know what these players are thinking until we see it in the match, but it is, of course, a little scary as just based off of the stats, Enri should be winning this map.
If you haven't paid attention to the last match, this map is very much a flow aim alt-oriented map. Lots of awkward angles, lots of awkward stream shapes. Or, well, I say streams, but they're basically 150 ABPM streams, so not really traditional streams in that sense, as players at this caliber can now single tap that, apparently. I'm not really sure how, but that is something they can do.
Yeah, that's just how crazy his skill's gotten in the past few years. Now, the actual match, we are seeing a significant accuracy advantage for Enri in the early parts of the match here. tekkito finding some pretty big accuracy at the beginning of the map, not really able to recover them quite yet, consistently finding more drop sets. Enri isn't exactly trading out. Enri has a pretty big acc lead, giving him about 13k score lead for now.
Accuracy is not going to be the main focus, though. It's going to be who holds the combo as we get into the first hard part here. I had to sneeze there for a second. My bad.
And tekkito, he's already beating out his score from his last play of this map by a pretty significant margin. Both these players still FCing. Accuracy's about even out now. Now it's just a battle to see who will break first. Nobody getting caught out on these longer flow patterns, though.
Tekkito drops the first miss as Enri holds strong through that first sec. Okay. I need to really stop talking sometimes, but that is going to be a temporary lead for Enri, which goes away immediately with that chain miss. Tekkito now in the lead based on accuracy alone, 1/3 of the map remaining.
We're so even. A 2,000 score lead is not going to do much for tekkito. Just little act drops could change everything. I imagine it will come down to breaks. I doubt that these players hold through the rest of the map. They're starting to get nervous, and there goes Enri. For example, a chain miss right there. That's so big. tekkito's going to be able to take it away here. Building up the score on these longer flow patterns. Finding a slider break right there, but Enri doesn't really have the combo to fight back quite yet.
Tekkito dropping a chain miss right now would be detrimental as all hell.
Absolutely, but he's not looking at doing it.
Yeah, the score lead is not safe by any means, even at the very end here. Seems like he's going to just barely manage to squeak it through here. 20k lead is just enough.
That's the run that tekkito was looking for against Tsuagi, but that said, that was not a very significant margin that he won on. Less than 20k over Enri on that map. Just shows how close this matchup was going to be. That tekkito's first pick was that contested.
Let's get into some non-contested picks. Let's take a guess as to what Enri is going to pick. DT1, DT2, DT3, or No Mod 5. Take your bets right now.
I'm feeling the DT1 personally. See, Enri does have a lot of options. You know, of course, the advantage on speed. That said, tekkito very well can contest speed. Should he, really put himself into it?
No, he can't.
Give me DT1 from Enri.
I'm just gonna stop you right there. No, he can't. I'm sorry.
He can try his best.
Yeah, he's gonna have to try his best because, unfortunately for him, Enri is just... He came into the tournament scene as a speed player. Everyone knows him as a speed player. That is his prowess, his best skill set. And yeah, you're going to be seeing that in dividends right now with DT1. See if his aim is feeling up to it more than anything now. But tekkito did not have a fun time against Tsuagi on this map, dropping less than 300k. And in comparison, Enri basically FC'd the map. So that's just something to take into consideration.
100%. This is absolutely Enri's kind of map here. DT1, I doubt we'll see tekkito do too much on it, but it's absolutely possible. He has to play the best DT1 of his life here.
Consistency and aim is the name of the game on this one. A couple of bursts here and there at 280 BPM, but nothing that these players can't handle. It's just whether or not you can keep up with the reading aspect at AR 10.5 as well as the aim. And right now, as you can see from the accuracy differential alone, Enri is having a very fun time with this map. Meanwhile, tekkito still holding on to the... Okay, well, not anymore.
Yeah, tekkito doesn't look too comfortable on the 10.5, especially right now. You know, he's been playing for a couple hours already. The 10.5 is going to start to wear him down. Meanwhile, Enri does not look to be sharing that experience. Still in the 99s, by the way. Still seeing tekkito having got a couple breaks, as well as his significant accuracy drops already. It looks out of range for him already. Enri's already nearly doubled the score. We're not even halfway through the map. Enri finally finds misses, but tekkito's got a long climb to go to make it up.
The accuracy difference alone makes this pretty much impossible for tekkito unless he FCs the rest of the map with that slider break. I think that essentially seals the deal on this map. The accuracy from Enri is honestly quite ridiculous at this point. 99% at the break, third of the map remaining. Pretty
Yeah,
much
just already
how I
over.
expected this to go. And we're going to be seeing this for about 3 other picks, at the very least. BT3 actually could be a potential toss-up, but Nomad 5 and BT2 are essentially just going to be as one-sided as this, unfortunately. Because tekkito is not a speed player.
Yeah, I mean, that's the scary thing if you're tekkito. You're going up against a player like enri who can just kind of gate you out a little bit. At this level, 8.2 stars, it starts to become more specialist heavy. And enri just happens to be a speed specialist. That, you know, that's so many maps in the pool that he can go into. He's really going to use that to get his points on safely.
Just those misses on the horizontal jump section for enri, FCing the rest of the map fairly comfortably. Almost a 99%. Dominant performance, not really much to say. 1-1, tekkito, next pick.
The question is really, where does tekkito go from here? Everything he picks, enri can kind of play. I really do think it's time for him to bring out the Hard Rock pool early, see if he can get some points out here. Otherwise, enri's just going to keep getting those free points off of speed and maybe some break points off tekkito, and it's going to look out of reach very, very early on.
Could be possible to see hidden 2 pick or hidden 4 pick, but or tech for that matter. But I think in general, probably wanting to start with Hard Rock now and see how that goes. It's going to be Nomad 4, so tech is going to be the pick. Both these players have not played this in their prior matches, so this is going to be a first for both of them.
Yeah, this one's going to be some pretty extreme aim strain tech. Of course, your classic Avalon tech collab here. Gonna be a bunch of huge sliders in a row, especially on the Ki. You know, it's just gonna determine who's gonna hit those sliders. They go pretty much everywhere. You're gonna see a lot of misses on this pick, I imagine. Not gonna be a comfortable one for either player.
See how these players play on it. Both are known for tech plays. tekkito probably more so than enri, but enri is more than capable of putting up very good scores on tech maps. So we'll see how this goes. This is another one of those toss-up picks, I think. Could go either way.
100%. It does take a second for the map to get to extreme hard point that it was fooled for. That, you know, with the early accuracy advantage, gonna hold the lead for now. Not gonna matter too much, but both players finding chain misses on the stream. enri more so than tekkito though, and that's gonna be a little bit more significant.
Relatively short map on this as well. So those early misses are gonna... What is...
Yeah, the tumors
for
on
context,
this map
I
are
have not seen this
insane.
map before. for complete context, I just have never seen this map before. enri is somehow holding through this, as a fun fact. So that gives him a slight combo advantage. As we get into whatever is happening here on your screen. I'm honestly not really sure what's happening at this point. And enri is somehow holding through this. Just want to point that out.
Yeah, enri put in a lot of practice on this map. I remember him talking to me about it. He wasn't super comfortable with this when he first saw it in the pool. So he's putting a lot into it, and you're seeing the hard work pay off here as tekkito's continually finding breaks. enri is not nearing 500 combo as we reach the halfway point. enri's combo is going to be very, very scary for tekkito as we get into the second half of this map.
50k point lead with only a third of the map remaining. Accuracy is pretty much identical for both players. enri needs to pretty much miss immediately for tekkito to have a chance here, but it's not looking
The map doesn't
likely.
get hard for a second until we get to the Czar part, until we get to the huge extension sliders. I really don't see that happening. Enri's going to be able to continue pushing his lead on and on. It's over 100k already, and we get to the big sliders. I imagine we're going to see breaks from both players. Enri finds a slider break right there, but tekkito has to hold for the rest of the map.
And even if he holds through the rest of the map, I don't know if it's likely that he still takes his break point even as we get into the last part here. There's a slider break from tekkito, which is just going to seal the deal here. Absolutely insane combo from Enri at the beginning of this map. What is that?
The greatest slider stream in the game, of course. And Enri hit all of it, by the way. And that is going to be a breakpoint for Enri. It is his pick next. Early breakpoint. Something so big for his confidence. Able to say, hey, I'm looking dominant on the tech. My combo is looking so good. Enri now, point of advantage. We've seen who the tech goes to.
Oh, yeah, the same accuracy, by the way, in case you're not convinced they're the same player.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I imagine Enri following up the DT1 pick, DT2 or Nomad 5 is probably a given at this point. DT3, don't think he'd want to pick into that quite yet. Yep, there's DT2. Hate to break it to you guys, this is probably going to be one-sided.
The speed, stamina, this is something that Enri is so good at. One of the best speed players in the tournament, especially now as players have been eliminated one by one. This is the kind of map that Enri goes for scores on in solo play. So, I mean, just here in tournament, this is going to be an absolutely dominant one for Enri. Really uncomfortable for tekkito here.
tekkito has been steadily improving his speed prowess with the invention of the Wooting keyboard. Thank you, Wooting. But still no match for Enri on these types of maps, unfortunately. It's just this is Enri's bread and butter. You can't really do much about that.
tekkito. You know, maybe if tekkito had the Corsace Closed X Momokai Tech trio, maybe something would change, but this is absolutely Enri's map. Such a good speed player, and you're already seeing it. A very comfortable accuracy lead over tekkito, as well as just this insane FC so far. There's a miss right there, and suddenly we're looking at it. Could very well be in tekkito's ballpark if he holds the combo, but he's looking very uncomfortable.
Yeah, very much shaky. Somehow managing to hit all these. I'm honestly kind of impressed he's holding combo throughout all this. You could see him running out of stamina at the very end there, but it just didn't matter. He somehow held combo through all that, which is very impressive from him. It's going to be the latter half of the map where it's truly tested. See if he can keep this accuracy and combo throughout the rest of the map. Accuracy-wise, Enri is very much ahead. So if that accuracy drops from tekkito as we get into more stamina-intensive portions of this map, that is going to be problematic, as tekkito's good combo is not going to matter if his accuracy suddenly takes a nosedive.
Sure. This next stamina part's going to be so huge. tekkito's had the time to recover his stamina just a little bit. That could be the difference maker. Who knows? Going to slowly build up. It's going to give tekkito a chance to build combo, chance to build score just a little bit more. Just delay a break just a little bit longer so Enri can't catch up. And now, here we go, back into a stringier part. Both these players still holding so nicely. Nobody getting caught out. Any spacing at all. And it's tekkito who's winning off of that. It's nearly a 200k score lead now. Starting to look a little bit over for Enri. Enri needs tekkito to miss right now.
Well, there's the miss that you were talking about. I'm not too sure if that came too late, though. I was honestly expecting there to be a bit
left in the map.
I was honestly expecting there to be a bit longer streams than just 5 bursts, which is why I kind of had Enri on paper to be much more dominant on this map. But if it's 5 bursts, yeah, tekkito can play that.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tekkito breakpoint. We're 2-2. We are exactly even. Now it's gonna be tekkito's pick next to break the tie.
2 miss from tekkito, 1 miss, unluckily, from Enri on that. is going to be breakpoints traded for both players. And yeah, here we go. Hard Rock 3. Now we're getting into the Hard Rock pool.
What does that diff name mean? DN?
Ah!
That's weird.
That's me laughing.
Yeah?
Because
That's great.
I understood it.
Thanks.
Haha.
Thanks, man. Means a lot.
Anyway, on to the map pick. Hard Rock, as we were talking about earlier, tekkito. Somewhat more strong on than Enri, just off previous results we've seen in the matches that they had prior. So yeah, see how it works out for them. This is, once again, a map that neither of these players have played prior. This is going to be the first time we're seeing them on this.
It's just taking a second for them to ready up. It's going to be your kind of alt, a little bit techy Hard Rock 3. Not too much. It is a Yasuo map after all. Yasuo not quite the tech mapper, but it can be very challenging. Hard Rock comfort test, and that's going to be something that benefits tekkito just a little bit more than it does Enri.
How Nomad 4 went, though. That's something to keep in mind.
Of course, that said, Nomad 4 is a very different map. So far, both players, kind of dropping accuracy everywhere, neither looking particularly comfortable, but it is tekkito to come out on top in the early sections as far as the accuracy goes. It's not going to last too long. It's very, very contested so far.
Enri dropping the first miss, fourth away through the map. Pretty lengthy map, so there's plenty of opportunity for tekkito to trade that miss. Going to be getting through that section with relative ease, though. Accuracy is struggling, but that's kind of to be expected when there's 1/6 into 1/4 into doubles into whatever is happening at this point. And
there's tekkito finally finding a miss.
That happened.
Yeah, I think he over-aimed that kick slider and just completely missed it. Now at the break, Enri knows he has the combo advantage. He knows he has the keys to the castle here. But he has to keep on holding through maybe the hardest section of the map. Finger control really comes out in this section here. He's so comfortable, and there's a slider break.
That's going to be, I think, it's Enri and tekkito both really can't hold a combo through this ending section, both trading breaks. tekkito with the accuracy lead is going to be keeping it in his favor. Still a fourth of the map remaining, and Enri is holding a combo now, so it is possible for Enri to come back, but it's going to require more misses from the side of tekkito and probably a chain miss on one of these bursts here.
100%.
Unfortunately,
I really don't
for
see that
Enri.
coming from tekkito. Looking so good on this map, and a combo break from Enri right there is going to steal it. That is another pick one for tekkito. We are 3-2.
It's pretty close, all things considered, but tekkito, better overall consistency on that map, holding the better combo as well as the slightly better accuracy. It's going to be giving him his third point, 3-2 now. Enri to follow up with another pick. Take a wild guess as to which one between Nomad 5 and DT3 it will be.
Heads or
I'm
tails?
going to guess Nomad 5. I was wrong. That is the exact opposite of everything that I was expecting.
The exact opposite of speed, the low AR, very slow hidden pick.
I think he picked that just to spite me.
He's listening and he's like, oh, I can't let firing win. I have to not pick speed here.
He does
But,
have leeway, so
I
I wouldn't be surprised if he is just kind of hesitant from, yeah, as you said, DT2, but I still think Nomad 5 is kind of an obvious pick for him. DT3 might be a bit more of a toss-up if tekkito's feeling warm on DT2, but I still think Nomad 5 favors him quite heavily. He's probably just saving that for later as we get into one of the hidden maps that enri didn't ban. Low AR hidden on this. Something that enri actually did play against Kriller, getting a 5 miss on it, about 400k, or 350k rather. tekkito, on the other hand, not playing this.
Yeah, enri has been a pretty comfortable reading player throughout this tournament. We've seen him put up some really good reading scores. So this hidden 2, I do like this pick from him. That said, tekkito, of course, you can't forget the hidden prowess. It really comes down to just enri knows how comfortable tekkito is on this map. If tekkito isn't comfortable, then it's a free win for enri, and already seeing some misses from tekkito. Maybe that early confidence for enri.
This is from both the players, all things considered, but the accuracy differential is favoring enri quite massively right now. Very long map, though. 4 minutes long, so all these early act drops and misses aren't going to be the end of the world. You can see the score gap, even with the huge accuracy difference, is only just under 50k. tekkito's building up a 50 combo lead ahead of enri right now as we get into one of these punky little parts here. Both players hitting it no issue whatsoever.
Yeah, this map is insanely funky, but both players so far looking pretty comfortable on it outside of the misses in the intro. Woody finding breaks outside of the intro. We go to this wiggle to determine everything, but both players holding on. And as we go into the ki, tekkito finds a chain miss, and that's going to be significant. tekkito could build up the lead before the accuracy. He's lost accuracy, and he's lost a significant combo advantage. enri's going to find a slider break, but building up the lead just a little bit more away from tekkito in the process.
20k points is the lead for enri now. Not a comfortable lead as we get into first third of the map being done. With another slider break from enri on the slower section as well. It's going to help tekkito claw his way back into this slowly but surely. Going to come down to who misses more during the second chorus, basically. tekkito dropping a slider break immediately prior to it is going to be giving enri an advantage going into it, but I don't imagine that combo lead is going to be really lasting much longer. Just like that. See, I can curse people when I don't, or when I try. So just like that, tekkito now with combo advantage. Holding through the entirety of that second chorus, actually. And that's going to be giving him a massive combo lead getting into the slow part here. The accuracy lead on the side of enri. It's keeping him in the lead for now. 1% difference, or just about. And let's get back into the fun part. And just like... oh my god. tekkito dropping. Going to be giving enri a combo lead once again. And repeated drops from tekkito, actually. enri is holding through this somehow. I just want to point that out. This is a higher BPM than the previous parts of the map, and he is just completely demolishing this somehow. Well. Hi, Candy. I hate to break it to you, bro. We cannot hear you. Not like it's that big of a deal, though. All things considered, this map is pretty much over. enri is just going to FC, I guess, the rest of the map. So, not really much you can do about that if you're tekkito. And this is just about... actually, no, not just about. Is better than his score that he got against Kriller on this map. 400k.
Yeah, enri's kind of going crazy, unfortunately, but it is an enri win. We are 3-3, completely even, halfway through the match.
Ikai, whatever Cavo told you to do, don't do that. because no one can hear you. But yeah, Enri gonna be winning that, tying it up 3-3 here. Score lead is wrong. I don't know why it says 4-2 there. We love the laser client sometimes. Not too sure what tekkito would go for here. I think that's a Hard Rock 4 pick, if I'm hearing correctly, which does make sense, all things considered. Both these players did play this in their prior matches, getting actually relatively equal scores. Enri with a lot less misses, but tekkito with a much better combo on this map. We'll see how it goes. Both these players pretty much getting the exact same score on this 475k, or just about, for both these players.
Mic check 1, 2, 3. Are we
Oh
back?
my god, he's back.
Let's go. What's up, gang? What a crazy score from Enri that was.
Let's get into Hard Rock 4 here. Alt-oriented, flow aim, or well, not even really flow aim, just aim control in general. Test your ability to snap to different stream shapes as well as different spacing, as you can see in pretty much the immediate first 10 seconds of the map. This is what the map is.
Yeah, this one, definitely the most chain missable map in the pool. It's so easy to just miss one snap and miss like 8 notes because of it. Both these players holding on quite well through the beginning here. That said, Enri is looking much more comfortable accuracy-wise.
It's just the chain miss from tekkito at the very beginning of the map is giving Enri the accuracy and combo lead right now. Short map though, so any miss from Enri really can just immediately shift over the score line, as tekkito is keeping him at bay with his own combo. We'll see if both these players can hold through the first, or well, the hard part, chorus.
Yeah, the chorus incoming. That's where the breaks are supposed to be on this map. Now here we go into it. This could determine everything. There's some act drops from Enri, but still holding on to the combo. There's tekkito with the chain miss.
Wait, how is he? Is he even seeing this?
The Enri method.
That's actually hilarious. He's just going to be missing at the very end of it, but like, this is an 8-star. Okay, dude, you hit that ending. All right, I see you, man. I see you. I respect it. I respect the grind.
Yeah, that's just kind of
that
clear
is a
Enri
score.
is. But that's a break point right there. An insane score. 750k on Clover Hearts is not okay.
I respect the grind. 3 miss on that. Respect it. Not really sure where that came from, but I respect it.
I don't think there's anything you can do but respect it. Absolutely insane score from Enri. And now he gets a chance to follow it up with the pick of his own to consolidate the break point.
I think this is probably where he's going to end up picking into No Mod 5. Consolidate a break point and take an early 5-3 lead here. Either that, or he's going to be saving it as the last pick for something guaranteed that he can get a point on. We'll see what he decides to do here.
Yeah, he also does have Hidden 4 open. That is going to be, the next techiest map after No Mod 4. That said, it is a very, very long map. It's basically a TB length. A bit of a scary pick.
Yep, I hear it. Not really surprising, because this is going to come out at some point in the match. With how tekkito played on DT2, it is possible that he can do this relatively comfortably, but Enri, quite literally against Kriller, got a 900k. So tekkito's got his work cut out for him.
This is kind of Enri's map here. Not quite something tekkito is really going to fight him on at this point, honestly. Enri's so good at maps just like Everything Will Freeze here. We'll see. But not looking great for tekkito. He would need a complete mental meltdown from Enri.
Either that or just an unfortunate set of chain misses, as this map is very famous to speed players for its aim aspect. In particular, I'm looking towards the squares at around 300 combo. We'll see if that has any impact, or the kick sliders for that matter, as Enri finds an early slider break.
Yeah, the square's not causing too much issue, but there's another miss from Enri. Right as I said that, tekkito gonna hold on with an early lead. The accuracy lead from Enri is all but gone by this point with the slider break and the miss. Now tekkito in a bit of a dominating position, holding through all the speed parts, and that's what's important as we go into this first chorus. Enri doesn't have the combo to fight.
We're getting into the stamina-intensive part of this map now, though, which is where I imagine we're going to be seeing the difference magnified in terms of how much stamina both these players have. tekkito holding on his own for now, not actually having that much issue with that stream, just missing right before, which is going to be giving Enri the combo lead very slightly here.
Yeah, it's not going to be too big of a combo lead. Enri's going to have to hold it out for a long time. He's going to have to hope for more breaks from tekkito just to take it back. Getting it ever so slowly.
Getting into the next hard part shortly. Enri is going to be taking the lead, I think, prior to that, just about. Bar any unfortunate misses on aim patterns prior. Noticing on that little slider there, that one can be kind of weird to hit. And it seems like going into the... Yep, here we go. We'll see what happens with this here.
Some ag drops from tekkito, showing he's running out of stamina just a little bit, but he is holding on to the combo. That's what matters. Nobody breaking on that stream right there. tekkito has a 249-point lead. It is nothing. It is a matter of a couple objects. It goes over to Enri, especially with some ag drops from tekkito. Both these players have to hold like their lives depend on it. That's the determiner of this No Mod 5 right here, is how they hold through this big stream right here. tekkito finding some ag drops, still holding on to combo though. But he needs Enri to find a miss to take it back. By this point in his act, as it's getting worse and worse, not doing too much for him as he's continually finding act drops. Enri's not trading them out. It's about a % lead for Enri now.
tekkito has to pretty much pray that Enri misses on a random aim pattern here, and I don't think that's really that likely at this point. Getting into the ending here, this is where the spacing and stamina ramps up to a considerable degree. We'll see if tekkito can hold on, and if Enri can also hold on here as we get into the funny part that everyone knows. And there goes tekkito, and just like that, there goes the map.
Yeah,
and Enri
see just how insanely fast the score bar went to Enri's side. We're already a 100k lead, just like that. This map is so dense. This map, with the combos they've attained, had a lot of score to give. It is 725k from Enri, but not without a couple of heart attacks. A one miss, one slider break, everything.
I can casually 99.4% this in a tournament match as well, man. I respect it. Yeah, I could do that on a daily basis with halftime.
Yeah, do it then. Oh, wait, halftime.
Yeah, with halftime.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. tekkito actually doing really well on that map, all things considered. It's just unfortunate because Enri is a speed player, and Enri plays speed. You saw him play speed. And the only thing he missed on was aim.
Of course, yeah, missing on a kick slider and a square. That was the most speed player thing I've ever seen.
And now let's go immediately reverse that. Here's a not speed map. Here's a reading map. AR3. No Mod 6. Funky rhythms here and there. Hard to act sometimes. You're seeing both these players struggle in the early stages here. Both these players did also play this, keep in mind. tekkito and Enri, I think, around the same score on this 700k for both. So quite a toss-up pick for tekkito to go into, but respectable pick nonetheless. I do think if Enri trips up on this, this is something tekkito would want to take a break point on. Right now, accuracy is favoring tekkito, not by a large margin though, and as I say that, he's going to be dropping hundreds. Enri dropping a miss during that section, I didn't even see that. It's going to be giving combo advantage.
And tekkito has a chance to kind of take it away. That said, it's very easy to break literally anywhere during this map. That's especially can be so hard.
Yeah, there's
there
a misread.
It is a misread. Give it right back over to Enri as far as combo goes, and accuracy, of course, the chain miss from that misread going to dive tekkito's accuracy by a significant margin, and now it is Enri favored once again.
The only difference so far has been the early miss from Enri and that misread from tekkito. Everything else is pretty much identical for both of these players. And I think as we get to the ending here, that is going to be it. It's literally determined by that one misread from tekkito.
That misread, all that needed to happen. One miss from Enri, one misread from tekkito. The misread, especially at the time that it was at, was so much more brutal. tekkito capped his score quite handily by missing around the halfway margin, especially with the chain miss at that. That's going to give a break point over to Enri. We are at match point.
8,000 score, better than his previous against Kriller on that.
Let's go.
And Enri now in the driver's seat having his next pick. tekkito's going to have to take 2 break points away from Enri if he wants to win this, and unfortunately, DT3 is still remaining. Granted, Enri's not going to go for it quite yet. I don't know if he will go for it even then, considering DT2 and how that went. But Nomad 1, do you guys like aim?
Okay, this one, your raw aim map of the pool. Old graveyarded Eli map from, I want to say, like 2016, but, you know, fitting to the standards of raw aim today. It's going to be, you know, partly a little bit awkward. You know, coming off the DT1, I do think this is quite the right pick for Enri.
Difference being compared to that DT1 is the more friendly AR, not AR 10.5, as well as the fact that there's not as many bursts. It's more focused on the raw aim aspect.
Now you'll see it with Enri finding a miss at the very beginning of the map. tekkito does have a slight combo advantage, just about 20 combo. But for now, it's going to let him hold the lead. As long as he holds, that can be pretty big. As we go into the first Ki, or sorry, no, not even. I got trolled by the space stream right there.
Yeah, even then, this map is very long. It's 4 minutes, 40 seconds of pretty much just this. So any miss is not going to be the end of the world, all things considered, unless the players build a sizable combo, and that's not going to matter because they both miss on the same damn thing.
Yeah.
So just like that, it's equalized.
And tekkito still has the slightest lead. He found one last miss, but there's a miss right there. And just like that, it is going to be going back over to Enri. Another miss just to solidify it. Enri now holding a combo and accuracy advantage ever so slight. Ever so significant.
Slider break from tekkito at the tail end of that is going to be giving Enri very sizable combo lead going to the slow part here. Not the end of the world, only 10k points behind, so if Enri breaks at any point, then that's going to be still competitive for tekkito to get back into this. You could pretty much miss on anything in this map. This map is pretty consistently difficult, although it obviously spikes during the choruses. Both players hitting that wacky space stream there. And the squares, okay. Both these players are kind of just aim popping off right now.
As we go into the second Ki, Enri does have a pretty significant combo lead. tekkito needs him to find a drop, and tekkito's going to be the one to find a chain miss on that stream, as well as a slider break right after. Another slider break just to solidify it. Enri finds one as well. but it's a little late for tekkito, as now enri's built up a pretty static 50k lead.
It's going to require a pretty big act drop from enri at this point, as enri's act is where most of the score lead comes from. 1/3 of the map remaining. Not quite GG yet. Still possible for tekkito to get back into this, but it's going to require enri dropping a lot here, and it's seeming to happen. Accuracy does go down quite a bit. Granted, tekkito is also going to have to hold, so keep that in mind.
tekkito is going to have to play like an aim drawn, and there's a straight there might feel it.
And yeah, that 1/3 section, I think that chain miss on the 1/3 is going to seal it at this point now. 1/4 of the map remaining. No combo on the side of tekkito. enri is just kind of demolishing right now. That's going to just about be it.
Thinking so too. A miss right there, but it's not going to matter. tekkito,
what was that kick slider section map to? There was
I think there was some drums.
There.
Except there were some really quiet drums, I believe. I could be very wrong about that. Definitely not supposed to be that high space, though.
I hate mappers.
Don't worry. Me too, Fiery.
As we get to the ending, not really much you can do. tekkito's just kind of missing all over the place. I think he kind of realizes it's over. Even if he doesn't, this part is really difficult, to be fair. So...
yeah, and that's going to be it for this match. tekkito, unfortunately, this is where his run ends, but at a very, very good 4th place. For enri, he is going to be moving on into the grand finals weekend, loser's side against the loser of Malashevsky and Emrek.
Top 3 guaranteed for enri. Absolutely insane performance from him throughout this entire tournament, and it's paid off with a guaranteed top 3 slot in Corsace Closed. tekkito going to be taking away 4th place.
100%. For enri, his opponent will be determined tomorrow at 12 o'clock UTC. Make sure not to miss the winner's side finals between Malashevsky and Emrek. It is going to be such a good competitive match. The loser of that will be playing enri next weekend. For now, that is going to be it. Fiery, it has been an honor, but unfortunately, I think that's where our cast ends.
Yeah, just to reiterate, make sure not to miss that match at 12 UTC. I think 12:30 UTC to be exact on Sunday. The best tournament player in the game currently versus the best player in the game currently. That is going to be a matchup. And you guys are going to want to see it. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. No more matches today. It's just that one match on Sunday. And then we'll get you the grand finals map pool showcase probably shortly after that. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been Fiery Rage and Taikani. We'll see you guys tomorrow.